Hello and what's up my beautiful people, it's your girl Lillian. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to be back with another video. So guys, if it's your first time here in my channel, feel at home please, and do me a favor please. If you haven't, hold on the red button to subscribe. Please do so. You're in a safe place. Here we preach, we encourage one another. At some point we even cook, we do all sorts of positive things here. So don't hesitate to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit on the notification bell bar to get notified of my new uploads. So guys, today I'm doing a video that I have always wanted to do for the longest time, and I have always been postponing, reason being unknown. And today I said, you know what, I must do it today. Today is today. Whoever says tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow never reaches. And in today's video, I'm going to talk some of the challenges that I underwent working as a Kadama in UAE. My very first time in UAE, I worked as a Kadama. And this name is not new to majority of people who are in Gulf countries. They can relate what Kadama really means. Yeah. So before describing what challenges I had to undergo, so guys, let me first tell you what were the terms and conditions of this Kadama, and who is this Kadama. So it's a house manager, housemaid, if I was to translate that one in English. So this one, remember, I came direct from Kenya through an agency. Guys, it was free. The only thing that I paid while in Kenya was for my medical. The rest of the thing was catered for. The flight, the visa, and everything. Yeah, they were catered for. So the importance of me telling you this is, you remember, the moment you have somebody is catering for your ticket and for your visa, definitely you're going to work under certain terms and conditions. It's not under yours. Because if you wanted your own terms and condition, probably they could tell you, okay, buy a ticket, buy a visa. And at the moment, I couldn't afford. Actually, it was an insult at the moment to tell me to purchase a ticket and a visa. So it was free. And personally, I knew I was going to work under terms and condition. Personally, I was a little bit prepared mentally, but I cannot say fully because I really didn't know how things in the ground really are. Okay. So everything was catered for. So I'm going to give you what are some of the terms and conditions of this Kadama. It's a 2 years contract. A 2 years contract and no day offs. I'm not going to write even the starting salary. Starting salary was 1,000 dirham. Yeah. So I was okay because back in Kenya, you are jobless, and at the moment when you hear that amount of money, it was like, this one is good. Like, I'm ready to work under any terms and conditions. Yeah, I don't care. Like, at the moment, you're like, wow, it's okay. So it's a 2 years contract, no day offs. At the moment, it didn't sound like that's a big deal. But first of all, at least you have understand what are some of the terms and conditions of this job. So I'm going to jump a lot of things because I'm just going to describe. Probably another day I could do another video to describe the process of being taken by a client. What is life? What is it like to be in an office? Today I'm just going to talk about the challenges. Okay, I underwent during that contract period. So number one, and this is what the majority of people who started like me, they faced: lack of freedom. Guys, until I started contract there, until 1 month, 2 months, like 6 months ended without me going out on my own. This is what I understood what it means by freedom. And you wonder why being in prison is a punishment. Guys, freedom is important. You taking shower, taking your wallet, your handbag, dressing how you want, and literally going outside and going to the mall, going to the beach, guys, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is a blessing, actually. Let me tell you guys, I could just view people's status, and I'm like, I'm seeing my friends who are in Dubai. They are going to the beaches, they're enjoying the malls, and I'm like, God, like some of the questions that I was asking, how did they get there? Like, were just okay. I'm not saying like we used not to go outside. We used to go outside. We could be taken for shopping. That is if you request. Like, and before you request, you are like, you feeling like you're disturbing them, you know. So we could go outside, and whenever we go outside, we were going under supervision. Like, it's not okay, I give you, like, you know, there is a difference when someone tells you, I have given you 2 hours, make sure you're back. No, 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 no. For me, I was never given that freedom. It's, you want to go and buy what? Okay, dress, we are going. And let me tell you, even if I'm dressing, I'm not dressing how I want, it's how they want. Yeah, it's how my bosses want. So I really missed freedom in a big time. Guys, this is where I missed evening walks. I remember back in home, I used to have that freedom, like in the evening when the weather is nice, I could just go out and start walking. This is something that could never happen, because even that time, there was not that time. So freedom, free, just lack of freedom, it really stopped me from enjoying a lot of things. It's like my body is in UAE, but I cannot tell you even where Dubai Mall is. I cannot tell you how to go. I cannot even tell you there is even, I used to hear of the word metro. I cannot tell you how it operates, you know. Lack of freedom. So that was my main, and this is one of the reason, like, I just wished my contract could finish like tomorrow. Like, this was the reason why I was always counting. Whenever a month finishes, I would cancel it, and I'm like, I'm done. It's 11 months, I'm done. It's 10 months. And actually, I can't thank God enough how he made those years fly, because at the moment they were slow, but now when I'm looking at it, they really flew so fast. Lack of freedom. Number 2, lack of enough rest. I guess when I'm talking about being a Kadama, you understand the group of people that I'm talking about who are my employers. Lack of enough rest. When I say lack of enough rest, my schedule of working, I wake up, I will see my room when I go back to sleep. Actually, there is this funny we used to make, like, working for this group of people, it's like you wake up, like, okay, how do I say? You wake up today, you sleep today. You know, it's like, I can't describe. It's like you wake up in the morning, like you're going to see your bed another day. It's like, oh my God, I can't describe. But this was a joke we used to make to just describe how rest is limited. Like, you know, there is always important thing, like, to whenever you're working, there is always, it's fair to have a break in between, even if it's lunch break, you know. But even if you are eating lunch, you are eating, like, it's, you want to eat. Actually, nobody will tell you to eat quickly. It's yourself, you tell yourself, like, I need to eat quickly, because you're seeing the work that is ahead of you. So lack of enough rest, considering, like, since you, and the funniest thing about my work, personally, I was concentrating on the kitchen. We were 2 Kadama, so one specifically cleaning laundry, me kitchen, because this group of people, they love food. Yeah, they love food. And let me tell you guys, I could cook until, you know, you can cook until you hate to do something. Even when I was like, when I finish my vacation and I go back to my country, I don't want to hear anyone telling me about onion, tomato. I don't want to see these things. I just want to be served. I have served people for a very long time. Like, you cooking since you woke up until the time you're going to, you know, until the time you're going to sleep. And most of the majority of times, there is no break in between. The only time we could experience break is when my bosses had gone for vacation. This was the only time that I could experience, you know, that break. So lack of enough rest, sleeping less hours. And I'm very sure sleeping less hours, it's really affected me mentally. I'm very sure I was not me, the me I am now. The me I was that time, it's different. Because you can't tell me I'm sleeping 2 hours, 3 hours. You have to wake up and continue with the same routine. Remember my first challenge, no going outside. This is another thing, no enough rest. So this is another challenge, like, I faced. I told you guys I was in the kitchen. I could do cleaning, but kitchen was my main thing. So it reaches at a point, it's another story for another day to describe you how I was taught how to cook their food. So another thing is sometimes you could cook things like breakfast and they okay, you cook a lot of things and the table is full, but they can pick out of the things you have cooked only one thing. But remember, you need to cook. It's a requirement. The table must be full. So it becomes a discouragement when you cook and nobody eats. Nobody wants that. Even chef, they would feel really bad in the restaurant. You can imagine a chef you have cooked and then you get like nobody eats, or you see people throwing food. It was a discouragement. Or sometimes you're cooking food and then they are going out somewhere. They are not communicating, they are not telling you, you know what, we are going somewhere at this time, so you don't need to cook dinner, because this specific group of people, they don't like seeing you resting. So you are cooking for nobody and nobody is telling you no one will eat dinner. So most of the time, sometimes I could cook, finish, and I'm like, oh, what time do I put dinner? And they're like, oh, I think we're going outside, just put it in fridge, we're gonna eat it tomorrow. And tomorrow they will not eat. Oh my gosh, this was my main thing that used to turn me off. Sometimes being in the kitchen was challenging, but however, I don't regret a lot. The skills that I gained about cooking, they really are helping me a lot. Yeah. So you can imagine, cooking became a discouragement. And let me tell you, cooking for a lot of hours, you are always on fire. It's also tiresome, It reaches at a point and it becomes tiresome. Or sometimes you're cooking food and these group people, they know very well they are ordering food. You will cook and they will ask you to like present it on the table, and then they will order. Even if it is you, there is the food that is homemade and there is restaurant food. Of course I'm going for the restaurant food. Yeah, you are cooking food, no one is telling you, you know what, we're gonna order today, because they don't want you to rest. They're thinking, if you don't cook, what you gonna do? You're gonna sleep. Oh my goodness, it was really, really terrible. And sometimes it reaches at a point, you're not a chef, you learn to cook from there. So sometimes you run out of ideas of what to cook and no one is there to help you. It's you and your kitchen alone. The only time that I used to receive support is when there are visitors coming, and of course it doesn't make sense because they will order food from outside if there is a lot of visitors. So lacking of ideas. And let me tell you, this was my worst nightmare. There is a food called dinner sometimes can be hectic. Sometimes you are looking for ideas and you don't have. So if you are cooking for someone who is not supportive, who is never helping you with ideas, guys, you are going to have a hard time. Me, I had a hard time thinking about what to cook dinner. Sometimes you cook, they don't like, and at the same time they don't want to tell you what they like. It's up to you to do research. Like, how do I reach on your stomachs and know what your stomach really want, or what your stomachs are craving? At least they could make my work easier. Also, they could at least scroll Instagram and tell me, you know what, try this meal today, cook this, give me ideas. But I'm the one thinking, and at the same time I can think something and you don't like. Oh gosh, I can't really believe that I endured this problem. Actually, this girl needs a hug as we talk right now. So emotional. Guess I'm kidding. Yeah. And especially when we had visitors, sometimes I'm forced to cook some kind of dishes, and when this group of people, when they bring visitors, it's not a very good day for us. It's not a very good day for us because they are visitors. They are, they are treated like they're given this VVIP, VVIP treatment. So if it's the plates that they're gonna use for eating, they are a very unique plate. So at the end of the day, you still have another work because maybe they are using the sensitive plate because they are cute, and these are the kind of plates that you need to wash carefully. So you end up using more time for cleaning, and hence you end up finishing your work late. Yeah, it was not a walk in the park for real. And also, for those years, lack of exposure. Remember, I don't have a day off, I'm not going outside, I'm not socializing with other group of people. So I'm just inside. The only information that I'm getting is from the social media. Actually, we should be thankful of this social media, because was it not for the social media, I don't know, most of the things I could just be totally down. So I was not going outside. I was never given that opportunity to just be let go out, like go outside. You get lost until you ask the way, until you know. This is where people you get that understanding to know somewhere, lack of exposure in terms of also careers. Like I could maybe fear someone is working in a hospital, and I'm like, God, like I'm really finding like I don't think I can manage to get that kind of a job, because you are used to only being inside. You don't know the formulas people are using to get other jobs, and that one really affected me, because when I finished my contract, when I went back to Kenya, I really had that fear to come back to tarmac, because I wanted to come on my own, and it installed me a certain fear that almost costed me, but God saved me, So, because lack of exposure, you can't really compare a person who is just inside, never goes outside to socialize with other people, with a person who is exposed to other people. At least you know this sector. If I was to come and work with this sector, how it operates, because you are meeting these people and you are seeing them operating on a daily basis. So, lack of exposure is one of the challenges that I really had to undergo. And also the social life. We are human beings. We are human beings, and we are meant to socialize. And that's why there is a difference between us and prisoners. If you are in prison, that's already a punishment, because you're not allowed to mix with other people. That one good punishment. So you can imagine me also, I'm held somewhere until my 2 years are done. It's an example of a prison, but not exactly as the prison operates. I'm not exposed to people, so you're not socializing, so you end up having that kind of stress. Me personally, during my day off, I releases all the stress that I've been holding throughout the week. After I see other group of people, when I meet other people, when I go through that mall, when I take myself on a ice cream date, like that, going and socializing and meeting people and being somewhere surrounded by people, it's a deal, it's a big deal. It heals. It brings a certain kind of healing. It's therapeutic, what I'm getting. So socializing, we are human beings, and yes, we were meant to socialize. So I really liked social life, and probably this girl was totally stressed at the moment. The only place I'm socializing is via phone, and you can't compare physical socializing via phone, because phone, you are not seeing the real expression of these people. You are just assuming they are happy, you are just assuming this is what happening, you are just assuming you are in love, but you're not meeting these people. So my social life was really down. And just to talk of these challenges, these are just the main, these are some of the main challenges, the ones I'm talking about, the one majority of people really faces in those who have worked as a Kadama. So if I was to venture into personal ones, when I talk of personal, this is where an employee faces you and tells you this and this. I think I could take another whole video to describe this. Yeah, guys, these are some of the challenges. And sometimes, like I talked of lack of enough rest. I can remember there is this point, I needed to talk about like lack of enough rest. There is a point I jumped, like whereby you have a lot of work. Let me tell you guys, there is sometimes I used to check my kitchen whenever we had visitors, and these visitors is not like this group of people, they brings visitors frequently. Sometimes, guys, I could look at my kitchen, I could look at my dining room, the way it's dirty, and I'm supposed to clean and I'm supposed to sleep today. Guys, I start crying. This is not guess me, I have cried. Kitchen is not for the wicked. Yes, I could get support from the other nannies, but I was the main one. Sometimes I could check my kitchen, and the way it's dirty, it's not like you've not been working the whole day. Your body is already tired. There is the kitchen full of utensils. There is the dining room they just finished eating. It's full of utensils. You're supposed to clear, and you're supposed to leave the kitchen when it's clean. Guys, I have cried. Yeah. And working for people who are not understanding, guys. I remember, there is a time I have broke glass. Like when you do something, you get shouted on, and these are some of the things, like it can happen to anyone. Breaking a glass, you can break, burning a clothes when doing iron. I did that and it brought me some trouble. This was the first time. I was very new. I was 4 months old, and they were like, you know what, you have worked here for 4 months, you're now supposed to be active in your work. See, you have burned her clothes, this is her favorite, what she's gonna do. That time I really was they really talked, they said words until I really, this was my first time I got my mom crying on on the phone. And let me tell you, I thought when I'm calling my mom, I'm making things better. When I heard my mom's voice, it got more emotional. Because I can hear someone who is supposed to consult me. I just wish she was here. I just wish, like, I could just reach out on this person and just get out of here for a while, you know. It's like I want to venture into personal. Those are some of the personal problems, like I don't want to talk about today. So the problems that I have shared, they are the general problems. Like if I could meet another person who have worked as a Kadama before, when I describe what I was going through, she would also describe the same thing, because these people, it's like they share the same. I don't know, because the challenges that we face, they are totally similar. So guys, if you're in that journey, you just know we were there, and yeah, what you're going through, we totally understand. It's not supposed to be that way. I wish I was at a position to just make this thing end, because I believe you can be Kadama and you can get treated better. We can get better treatment that we surely get, you know. So we were once there. So this is a video to just a reminder, like, to hold on and to hold on and like to understand, like, you know, we lacked exposure. You're supposed to know outside here there are better things awaiting of you. So do not think that you are limited to that one. The good thing about it, it's a contract period, it's not forever. We endured, and one thing as a person could have reminded me, it's always put my trust in God. I guess at some point I could break down, cry, and I forget, like, sometimes some burdens we just give on to God. So these are some of the challenges that I had to undergo. So, and this one I wanted to share with you. So someone going through the same, I'm here to just encourage. Yeah, it's a journey that I was there, and I started canceling that journey. A month passed by, I could cancel. A month passed by, I could cancel. And you think I worked for 2 years only? You remember my contract was 2 years? I think I will come up with another story to tell you how I ended up working for 2 years, 8 months. These are almost 3 years. Yeah. But who is God? I overcame the challenges, and here I am. So guys, I will end my video here. I'm not sure if I will come with part 2, so let me not call this one a part 1 of my life challenges. Yeah. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm really grateful. Thanks for watching. So guys, if you're watching and you have not yet subscribed, please don't forget to click on the red button to subscribe. And if you ever worked as a Kadama, let me know in the comments, were these experiences that I faced similar to yours, and what if you have different experiences also, please let us know in the comment section. Let's socialize there in the comment section. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's your girl, Dubai Manager. See you next time.